Good morning. Man, feeling pretty good. Got a really good night's rest. I was in bed early and got to sleep in a little bit, so yeah, that felt good. Yeah, Tuesday. Happy Cob Tuesday, everybody. Happy training day. Been beating the mind and saving the body for this moment. Yeah. Got to build this skeletal protection, this nervous system protection, stronger and stronger every week, doing it together, and skating more and more as I get older. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, let's get off here, go outside, see what it feels like. We have a cold front coming, so I don't know if it's going to be a pressurized afternoon, but man, I hope it's dry as shit tomorrow. I'd like to be able to move really fucking easy. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Tuesday. Right, good morning, good morning. Hope you're feeling good today. Oh, Mr. Sun ain't up yet, but he's coming. All right, walk in, feeling good here. Got the pressure down there. What the fuck else is new? Maybe tomorrow I could say, holy shit, no pressure, dry ass fucking weather. That'd be awesome. Let's do some skate pipe art and get in that bath. Thaw out.
I'm Andrew Huberman, and I'm a professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford School of Medicine. Today we are discussing happiness. We're going to discuss the science of happiness because indeed there are excellent laboratories that have worked for many decades to try and understand what is this thing that we call happiness and what brings us happiness in the short and long term. In fact, we could probably point to happiness as one of the most sought after states or commodities or emotions, whatever you want to call it. Happiness is what many people are seeking in work, in relationships, and in general. And yet most of us can't really define exactly what happiness is or means for us. We can point to certain experiences, we can try and describe our states of mind and body, but most people recognize the feeling when we have it. And we certainly recognize the feeling of not being happy whether or not that means simply not being happy as the absence of happiness or all-out depression. Now, one of the key problems in trying to understand happiness, and indeed the science and psychology of happiness, is that it does indeed involve other similar things like joy and gratitude and meaning. And indeed, many scientists and psychologists have argued for many, many decades about what happiness really is. Now, we can come up with so-called operational definitions of happiness. Operational definitions are basically agreed upon terms or agreed upon definitions and conditions that will define something such as happiness, much in the same way that we can all probably come up with an operational definition of milk. But of course, milk can be cow's milk, it can be oat milk, it can be soy milk, etc., etc. So too, something like happiness can be micro-divided and sliced and diced into as many things as we decide. Today, we are really going to focus on three main things. First, we are going to define happiness as a brain state and as a state of mind and body. We're going to take a look at what the science says about all of that. Second, we are going to talk about tools and practices for placing ourselves into states of happiness. And while for most of us we think of happiness as something that only arrives through the acquisition of some goal or some thing external to us, and of course that is true, there is also something called synthetic happiness or synthesized happiness, which turns out to be at least as powerful and perhaps even more powerful. I'll just say right off the bat that I'm not going to tell you that all you have to do is sit in a chair and imagine being happy in order to feel happy. Synthesized happiness actually involves some very concrete steps that have been defined by excellent labs in psychology. So we're going to talk about synthesized happiness as it relates to what you can do to obtain happy states more readily or more frequently. And then third, we're going to talk about some of the misconceptions or what I would call the contradictions of happiness research. And what I mean by that is most of you have probably heard about the general conditions for obtaining happiness. And they always seem to circle back to some of the same basic features of get great sleep, have great social connection, pursue meaning, don't focus to any overextent on things like pursuing money, because there are indeed these studies that show that the amount of money that people makes does not necessarily scale directly with happiness. We'll talk about those studies in some detail a little bit later. We have sleep, we have nutrition, we have social interactions, we have purposeful work, whether or not it's paid work or non-paid work. And of course, there are things like exercise and maybe relationships to pets and things of that sort. And there are a few others as well. All of those are known to increase your overall state of well-being that puts you in a position to access more meaning and happiness, etc. But for most people, I think it's fair to say that earning a living and earning a living by working is the typical way in which we spend most of our time. So I think we need to put a special bracket around those activities, and it's something we'll return to a little bit later in terms of trying to understand how periods of life in which there are big or extensive work demands or extensive family demands on us are indeed compatible with states of happiness or frequent states of happiness, and how better to access those, rather than simply say money isn't important or the amount of time at work really isn't important. That's not what people are going to pay attention to. In fact, I don't know how I will feel on my deathbed. How could I? Human beings are pretty good about understanding how they feel in the present. If not describing it, they are pretty good at feeling it if they have any sense of internal state.
Feeling a lot looser after that bath. So let's get that stretch on. Stretch, and then I'm going to take Anya for a light walk. Get her poop out. And then we're going to fuel. What are we having today? Well, I think we're going to have a salmon bowl.
Get the motor moving, follow me now through the funkiness. When I step in the party,
Ooh, good stretch, good stretch. Man, everything felt easy. Felt flexible, stretchy, light. Perfect feel for this intense training coming in a few hours. So I gotta leave here in, let's see, it's 9. Got 3 hours, so just gotta rest up. Gonna go fuel, and yeah, let's go fuel, and then we're gonna do a light walk. Then put these feet up until it's time to go. Oh, yummy, fucking yummy. Got egg whites, avocado, salmon, feta, garlic, smoked paprika, coastal seasoning, smoked olive oil, and a whole lot of love. Mmm, yummy, fucking yummy. Mmm. So fucking good. Mmm. Yeah, pre-workout. Yeah, I hope you can make it outside today. Alright, let's get these legs moving. Moving pretty good right now. Phew. Cheers to walking awesome. Yeah. Nice to lose the Frankenstein limp this morning. Yeah, OJ's been here. Squirt, squirt. Number 11. It's the only way to do a burnout. Man, it feels amazing out right now. Feels like about low 70s, cool breeze. Maybe that cold front's coming in. Knees are feeling good. Well, they're feeling better. But today feels like an easier day. Thank goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna do a tune-up on this board. This is one of my Chico Big Boy 9 clubs. Ultimate brain stimulator. And I'm gonna clean the bearings, tighten the rails, tighten the hardware, replace the bushings. Just give her a nice, fresh, clean tune-up. This board's still got some life left in it.
Time for us to record and Dolby this crisp rhyme. My fist is my only diss. Twist, tear, and scare you. Aware of the danger. Change your mind, stranger. I played you blind. Made your mind your business. Did this like that.
All right. Got a semi tune-up so far. Tighten the rails. Tighten the hardware. Everything was just loose, you know. It just gets loose over time, so you just want to keep up with it. And since these wheels are just old and yellow, but not flat spotted and still fast, let's dye them black. Fuck it. We got an empty tank over there right now, and then we'll do a bushing swap. All right. I was wondering what wheels I was going to throw in here next. Well, here we go. All right. We'll rotate them later.
I'll take your perm to the barbershop, faded. Cause the gangster rhyme, I kinda played it, made it for a minute. I'm in it, the grade is A+, and they bust with lack of creativity. Anyone can feel a cat, but who can really rap? Yeah, I got the roughest stuff, the toughest stuff, that puppet stuff is pep that caused a ruckus when I stuck kids in the gut with the vision of a kid that wasn't from any area.
Okay, tune-up's finished. Got brand new indie bushings. These are mediums. We'll test those out. If it don't turn worth a shit, we'll put softs in there, but I thought the orange looked cool. Sometimes the orange aftermarket ones are a little softer than the stock factory ones. And these are the aftermarket. Bearings, on delay, Mark Johnson's. Oh yeah. Here's the proper way to clean your bearings. Pop shields. Barely stick it in, it comes right off. I've already taken the other sides off. Most people would just go buy a new set of bearings, but, you know, bearings get expensive just like everything else, and there's nothing wrong with these once you clean them. Take all the shields back and throw them in there too. Windex. Clean that shit. We'll get back to those later. All right, we're gonna try to rest for an hour.
What humanity needs desperately is wisdom, not an increase of what conventionally we call intelligence. That has its place too, but intelligence without wisdom is actually dangerous, very dangerous. It becomes destructive and self-destructive. So that's unfortunately where we are. All the weapon systems, biological warfare, and all these nuclear weapons require great intelligence to make these things. Obviously, the people who make a nuclear weapon need to be really intelligent. But where's the wisdom? The wisdom is lacking. Wisdom is a word that you don't actually hear very much these days because people don't talk about it. But it's the one thing that will save us, and you can't separate wisdom from awareness. It arises out of awareness. So that's where we need to go. So when I say stupid, I don't mean necessarily low IQ, because they might have a high IQ and still do totally stupid things and be totally identified with this egoic self, called personal ego and collective ego. So
the things that we loved about Sacred Cow is how Rob Wolf and Diana Rogers, they kind of go out on a limb and say, look, we wish we could say that grass-fed, grass-finished meat is nutritionally better for you than grain-fed meat, but our data just shows that that's not the case. Based on some of the research that you've done, do you find that to be similar? Or just like curious how you think about those things.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that the data certainly doesn't really show a big difference in grain finish versus like grass fed. I mean, you look at just the simple relationship of the different macros and micros that are in there. They are different, and so if you've been grain feeding a cow for over 3 months, studies show that they basically have no omega-3 fatty acids left. They're all omega-6s. So, I mean, so that's the difference, right? And now, does that make an objective difference to such a degree that this can be demonstrably and objectively measured? So far, no, but it probably is, it's like, if the animal is as healthy as it can be, if it's eating what it's supposed to eat, it's just going to have a slightly better complement of nutrients and nutrition. It's going to be healthier. It's going to be healthier for you to eat, but it's at least small enough of a difference as to really be immaterial. Like I almost exclusively eat grain finished beef. I do feel better on grass fed and finished, but that's a bit of a difficulty too, because a lot of things are said that they're 100% grass fed and they're really not. And, a good way of looking at that is like, what color is the fat? If the fat's not yellow, well, it didn't end its life eating grass. It was put on something else that sort of sapped those nutrients. That yellowness comes from beta carotene. And, if that's not in there, well, then, you're missing out on at least that nutrient. It's, the way I sort of think about it is, like grass-fed beef is like gold medal at the Olympics, and grain finished is like second place. Grain finished still means that 80% of its life was eating grass. It's just the last couple of months they were eating grains, so still mostly fine. Silver lost to gold, right? But silver still beat everyone else on earth. Yeah. So whether or not you're worried about the difference between grain fed and grass fed, you still shouldn't eat anything else. Like there's still going to be nothing else that's better than that. And I'm sure there are differences. I really don't doubt that, but I don't think that those differences are significant in the sense of detracting from your health to a degree of causing disease or really impacting your life.
All right, let's get to training. Oh yeah. Okay, we made it to training safe. Yeah. And on the way here, I was thinking about what I said yesterday. Without change, there is no progression. So I'm gonna try to change something, you know, and the only thing that I want to do is not feel knee pain at all. And anything that I can try that I haven't tried that may help, I'm always willing to try. So starting today after this training session, I'm just gonna eat red meat, salmon, and eggs, avocado, olive oil, and a couple other things that I already eat, and start there. Eliminate grain and carbs fully, and see how I feel now today, and what my performance will be versus the last time that I've gone, you know, I did a keto diet for a year where I didn't eat you know, grain carbs. I ate sweet potato, simple carbs, so broccoli, cauliflower, all that shit, and I just didn't have any energy. You know, I felt okay, knee pain was minimal, but it was just I didn't have energy ever. You know, I felt even more depressed at that time, and but you know, that was, my body was at a different acclimation with the chemicals and just the atmosphere and anything that was going on in my head, you know. So today I'm gonna try just eliminating basically carbohydrates, grains, gluten, wheat, all, you know, just all that. I'm just going to cold turkey do it today. So yeah, let's do it. You know, what do we got to lose? You know, knee pain, I'll fucking take it if that works. But if not, then we make another change for progression. That's it. That's how we do it. Every day is different. Oh man, I can barely walk now. Yeah, wait for me. Oh, man, what a good workout. Holy shit. Yeah, it makes me feel good. Like, I'm getting stronger and stronger every week. That's all we're looking for, is just to feel optimal daily. Daily progress. You made it home safe. Oh man, home sweet home. Ooh, smoked olive oil. Oh, yummy, fucking yummy. Got an egg and ribeye and a low garlic. Damn. So fucking good. Cheers to healers. All right. Hope your Cobb Tuesday has been incredible. Hope your Tuesday has been incredible. Oh, man. Man, I feel really good after that fucking workout. And like I was saying in yesterday's video about you got to make change to progress. You know, you can't have progression without change. And I'm going to implement my words in demonstration, as I do daily, but if I got a new change I'm going to try. I'm eliminating whole grains and bread from my fueling right now, starting now. Yeah, normally I do French toast, you know, 4 to 6 pieces of bread. Not gonna eat the bread anymore, just gonna eat egg and egg whites for the protein, and then oatmeal, I don't really eat oatmeal that much, but sometimes I do. Just not gonna eat that. Any processed grain, I'm not gonna eat. And I'm gonna see how that makes me feel. I was talking to Gary, about different fueling, and I've told him I've pretty much done any kind of diet plan that there is, and I just want to see if I can get my knees to feel a little bit better, because they've felt better than they have right now. So something that I'm eating is creating the nerve endings to just inflame, and that comes from your gut. So I don't look bad, I don't really feel bad. It's just there's something that I'm putting in my mouth that's causing this pressurized pain, especially in my right knee. I didn't have any right knee pain for months. Then all of a sudden, boom, I get hit with it, and it ain't going away. So we're going to starve that motherfucker out. That's what we're going to do. By eliminating processed carbs. I'm going to mess around for the next couple of weeks and just see how I feel. But that's something that I want to do to progress daily for me. I want to be able to do more things and not be held back by this fucking arthritic pain. I got permanent knee damage from it's a loss of cartilage. I have permanent cartilage loss in both my knees, and I'm not sure if you can regrow that. I really haven't seen too much studies or any inclination on it happening, except for your own mind, trying to grow it yourself. So I'm going to try that and see if we can cause the nerve ending pain to decrease. Let's add something new as we do these. Can't do this, like I said yesterday, you can't do the same shit every day. The shit gets boring and it just quits. You gotta implement a new change. So I was thinking about all this before I even said that, but then I said it, and now I'm gonna do it. So yeah, so let's do it together. Maybe many of you at home are suffering from arthritic pain, which is why I do these, is to help anybody suffering from arthritis. Doesn't matter what kind of arthritis you got, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It fucking hurts. So let's stop hurting together. Okay, I'm gonna put this out, and I'm gonna go put my feet up. My muscles are sore. Holy shit, man, I was swollen when I got out of there. My arms were just like pumped. I was like, damn, maybe I should take a photo of these. Nah. All right, I'm gonna go put my feet up and chill for a little bit. And then it looks like we got rain coming, so I'm probably taking another bath here in a little bit. Get ahead of this soreness, because I'm gonna be fucking sore. I can already feel it. I pushed some serious fucking weight today. Yeah. All right.
Every day of the week we do it like this. Every day of the week. Every day of the week we do it like this. Every day of the week. Every day of the week we do it like this. Every day of the week. Every day of the week we do